Okay, today we're going to talk about loom knitting with cotton yarn. It's a little bit different than your traditional yarns. It's quite a bit softer, but when you knit the same stitches, you get a completely different effect because it doesn't have the stretch and the recoil, I guess you would call it, of some of the acrylic yarns. You can see there's no give in this yarn whatsoever, but it is very soft. So I've done a comparison of some stitches, and then what I'll do in the following parts is show you how to do each of the stitches. So what I want to show you is our first stitch down here. I call a chain mail stitch. It's one that I came up with. It's a nice thicker way to get a little bit thicker look with this cotton yarn without it being too thick. The next stitch I've got here I call a lock stitch. It's done very similarly to the chainmail stitch, but you can see the finished product is a little bit wider. It's a bit thicker. If you were to be able to feel this, you could see on the back it's quite a bit thicker as well. But it's, again, very soft, very flexible. It's just if you want a thick blanket or something like that, this would be a good stitch for you. The next stitch is, I call it a border stitch. You can see it's a row over a row, and you can just keep going row upon row, but I call that a border stitch. So if you want something with just a little pattern to it, I'll show you how to do the border stitch. These are all really easy because they basically are a variation of the same technique. Now, in a comparison, this is your traditional stocking net stitch on a loom knitter. You can see how loose it is, how stretchy it is. If that's kind of the look you want with a cotton yarn, by all means go for it. And then next on our list is what you call the garter stitch. This is your combination knit purl stitch. Again, you'll see it's a little bit looser, so if you want something a little bit looser for summertime, especially like we get here in Arizona, you probably won't be using a blanket, but that's a garter stitch on the cotton yarn. For those of you who don't know how to do that, I'll be doing an example of that. And this is a flat knit. It's the same technique as this one, but it's done in a flat manner instead of an E-wrap. This is an E-wrap stitch. This is a flat stitch. You can see in a comparison how much different the end result comes out when you're using this yarn. This is the same number of pegs, and it's considerably tighter, but if you want this stockinette look on your finished product, you're going to want to use a flat stitch. So we've got flat stitch, garter stitch, E-wrap, knit or stockinette, some people call them. This is a border stitch, this is a lock stitch, and this is your chainmail stitch. And so in our next step, I'm going to show you how to do each one of these so that you can decide what you're going to use for your cotton yarn loom knitting project. So stick with me, and you'll be able to find the other demonstrations on my YouTube channel.